Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing well today. We are back with another Starfield weapon mod review, this time once again by Heroic Pie 117 Master Chief. This is the Phantom Strike XR-9. Essentially, it's kind of like an allied armaments version of the hard target, which, see, I like that. That's cool. I like that little bit of detail on the numbers over there on the stock. That's very cool. All right, there's like other symbols and yeah, okay. Just like the last mod by this author, it costs 300 credits. Here are the firing sounds and the reload. So this thing dropped around the same time as the SR7 PDW. So if you want to see a review of this thing, I've already done that. It should be up right now. One thing I will say off the jump, and I did mention this in my previous review, is that so this thing begins spawning around level 15, which is just fine, but I would prefer, in the future, just a bit of advice for this author, I would prefer if there was a fixed spawn point for the weapon. It was a real pain in the ass to find it. It took me a minute to get it to spawn at one of the vendors, and I usually prefer, I always think it's best practice for a weapon mod to be available and accessible for the customer when they buy it, as well as my usual spiel about a weapon. I always feel a weapon mod should be viable from beginning to end game. If I so want to, I should be able to take a weapon mod, especially a paid one, from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, utilizing the upgrade system to do that. That's kind of how all weapons in Starfield are, though. You know, that's a bit of a carryover. I like to give that little spiel in Fallout when I review weapon mods, because that's not a given in Fallout, but it kind of is in Starfield, which I do appreciate. And you can buff this thing to be pretty beefy as well, so there's no issue there at all. I don't mean to imply that. But anyway, let's have a look at the customization options now, so you know what you're getting. So right away, just like the last one by this author that I reviewed, the barrel options don't actually have any cosmetic change. I really don't like that. I think that you should really be going all in on, you know, visual changes, customization, stuff like that. Unique effects for the upgrade options that you wouldn't find in the vanilla game. It's a way to make, you know, you got to make this, you know, when you're paying for a single weapon, I think the customer wants, you know, something that the vanilla game doesn't have to offer. So, but that being said, what do I want to take here? A heavier barrel for more increased accuracy and stability, a light barrel with increased accuracy and recoil control, and a stabilizing barrel that increases accuracy and recoil control at the cost of aim down sight speed while standing still. I'll just take that. I don't really rate.
Never underestimate a human's ability to create something even deadlier than before.
We've got laser sights in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colors. And we've got improved recon versions of all of these. So they're not as much of an accuracy upgrade, but they mark enemies while aiming, you know, kind of like the vanilla ones. So this is the yellow recon laser, and this is the amber, like, normal laser, and they look the same. You know, like the recon and normal lasers look the same. If you like really squint, you can see that they're a different color, but these are like, you know, they're basically the same color twice, and you really should, look, my opinion, you should really include a few more colors. And the mesh is the same on the recon device there as well. Like, I mean, I think the vanilla game weapons do that, but again, it would be a cool way to elevate your paid mod by having like lots of custom assets and lots of varied assets for the player to attach to their weapon. That's really like a minor quibble, but like, again, I feel like two of the 6 options are essentially the same thing. I go into more detail about that stuff in the other weapon mod by this particular author that I just reviewed. They look exactly the same as over there. So for optics, we've got CQ reflex sight right there, long scope with 6.5 times magnified view. There you go. That's the hard target scope. Marksman reflex sight. There. Ooh, okay. I kind of like that sight. That's different. Medium scope. All right, there's that. And it's, once again, it's the same That's the same scope as before, which honestly, I don't mind that as much. Like I'm a little picky about scopes, and I freaking hate the old Earth sniper rifles scope in this game. Like the hard targets scope is, in my opinion, the best one. I vastly prefer it to the others. So I'm not personally fussed by that, but again, I like to see as many varied options and stuff as you can. And finally, there's a recon scope which marks enemies while aiming. That's pretty cool as well. I do prefer the other sight. Maybe I'll keep that one just because it's kind of got the most features, and we'll test it out to make sure it works in the field. Okay, so muzzles. We've got a compressor, muzzle brake, and suppressor. Whoa, oh, there's like a little dangly bit on the suppressor. That's kind of cool looking. Compensator increases stability and hip fire accuracy at the cost of long range accuracy. No thanks. Muzzle brake increases long range accuracy and stability at the cost of hip fire accuracy, and suppressor. We all know what that does, and I think I'm going to use that. All right. And here are the suppressor sounds. I do like the actual model and how the weapon looks. It's very cool looking and everything. I just wish that it, not to skip to the end of the review or anything, but I do wish it just kind of had, you know, was a little more elevated, had those elevated features that you would look for and want in, you know, a paid creation. So bipod, we've got bipod deployed, increases aim down, sight speed, reload speed, and stability. And bipod folded does nothing apparently, so I may as well just do that. It's different, even though I kind of personally prefer the way it looks with it folded, but whatever. Rounds, we've got armor piercing rounds, penetrator rounds, tactical magazine, and white hot rounds. Those are all vanilla things. I'm just going to go for the penetrator rounds. Internal, high powered and high velocity. Internal module increases accuracy and range. I'm just going to go for high powered. I want to just jack this thing up the damage as high as I can. Okay, here we go. Skins. Okay, I'm gonna just turn all these on and get some good lighting so you can see them all. Blue camo for when it's blue outside, or maybe you're the UC. Green camo for when you're in the grass. Red camo for when you're being bad. Sand camo for when you're at the beach. Snow camo for when it's a bit snowy outside. And urban camo for when you're in the city. So I do like all these little blurbs there. I like to see stuff like that, little flavor text. All right, so I'll go with that red camo because it matches my little arm doohickey. Upgrade modules, all of the requisite, you know, free lanes shit. And finally, okay, this was an issue on the last version, and please correct me if you happen to have this creation and this is something that's only happening in my game, because I do have other mods active and I would like to be corrected. See up top here it says Commander's Advanced Phantom Strike, and down here it's saying that it's still of standard quality, so it's mislabeled up here at the top as advanced when in fact its stats are actually standard. So I'm just gonna upgrade it to advanced like that, and holy shit, 896, fucking holy shit. Well, you can't accuse it of being a wimpy gun, that's for sure. Yeah, it's doing more damage than a mag sniper at this point. And for reference, it's now vastly outpacing the vanilla hard target, even with penetrator rounds and high powered internals. So this thing is pretty damn beefy once you upgrade it all the way, and I'm not even at superior rank. I mean, you saw it over there, it was over 1,000 damage. So, oosh. Let's see how this thing performs. Barrett, let's hit the safari. Let's go. All right, here we are on Schrodinger 3. Is it a mod testing ground or not? It is and is not. You can only find out when you land on the planet. So, look at that. Bam. One shot. One shot. Where are the cats? Show them. Show your faces. There they are.
Shh. Something's out there.
Yes, I'm fully aware I need to find a nice, reliable spot with... But I mean, look at that. Like, these things are beefy when you crank them up to... See, this is why I come here, because it's like these things can take a beating when you crank up the difficulty all the way. And that is what it is. It's on extreme difficulty. And as you can see, the cats are tanking several shots from a gun with 800 plus damage, but this thing is making short work of them, so I gotta say. These kitty cats are no joke, even though they're called fox bats. They look like cats to me. Again, I apologize to PETA if they're watching. I do not make a habit of, well, okay, that's a lie. I do make a habit of shooting alien animals. It's a problem. I need to work on that. Also, please ignore my ship. It does not reflect my best shipbuilding work. It's a work in, everything's a work in progress. I'm new in this universe. Die, you stupid cat. Sorry for the short review and shorter reviews, I guess, but this is pretty much it. So I'll say this. I kind of prefer this weapon to the other one that I reviewed, mostly because the thing that really hurt well, you'll see if you watch the review. Let's just keep it focused on this one. I appreciate having a high-end, like a late game sniper rifle that does like buckets of damage if you want it to. It's kind of a upgrade and replacement for the hard target without, you know, because I fucking hate the mag shear. It's a piece of shit in my opinion, even when you charge it all the way up and everything. A lot of players complain about that. I don't think it's just me. I do like the design. Like, I even like the design in the previous weapon. I especially like I don't think I mentioned this before. I like this thing. I did a review of this thing. I like the cylindrical magazine in this thing. That was something I really liked about it that I don't think I mentioned in the actual review. But nevertheless, getting sidetracked again, like, look, but it still suffers from some of the issues that the other one did. It doesn't have enough unique features. It doesn't elevate itself above vanilla weapons, and in some cases, honestly, in some ways, it's below it. Like again, I'm harping on the barrel options, but stuff like that matters. You know, having lots of different options and customization stuff. You know, when you're asking people to pay for a single weapon, you want as much value, we want as much mileage out of it as possible. And, you know, again, I do appreciate that it's useful. It's not, you know, locked behind a crazy level. You know, it's not like you have to wait till you're level 40, even though like I said before, I would appreciate if it was available from the get-go, like if it had a fixed spawn point that the player could find very easily, because I like to be able to just grab a paid creation right away when I download it. That thing is...
It's coming right for us!
Okay, there. Again, and I say this as no hate to the mod author or you know, but again, I'm trying to help you move more units here. And I think you would, like, again, I speak as a consumer, I would be much more likely to buy something that had, you know, more customization options, unique effects on the various attachments. You know, there are creations that, you know, for example, I brought it up in the previous review, the Shadow of the Hunter creation. I played that. I haven't posted it yet. I don't know when I'm going to post that one. The different skins add different like effects. The one skin increases fire rate, another increases accuracy, you know, stuff like that. It's an additional buff. A dungeon that you have to go through to actually get the weapon and the armor and stuff like that. You know, like, again, it doesn't seem as common with Starfield weapon mods as it does for like Fallout 4. A lot of Fallout 4 weapon mods will have like a dungeon attached to it. You know, you have to go on a short quest to find the weapon, or like a unique variant. Maybe include like a unique legendary variant. And oh god, she's fucking hungry and shit. In my opinion, like I said, this weapon, I prefer it to the other one. But again, like I mentioned before in the previous review as well, it's a little, I feel a little bad for the author being released right alongside Bub 200's new drop, the Varuun Nocturna. That thing is freaking awesome, and it's the same price as both of these. It's 300 credits. It comes with 2 weapons, and they're both fucking awesome. And just to be real, they completely pants both of these. Like, and you know, and again, I don't mean to diss this author or whatever, but like I just gotta be real with you, you know. I don't want to fucking do you the disrespect of coddling your nuts, you know, and I gotta be real with the audience. So anyway, my review of Bub's new weapon is gonna drop later, probably tomorrow, I think. You know, if I was to recommend one of Heroic Pie's new releases, it would be this one. Not awful, it's not the worst weapon mod I've ever tried, but it's far, far from the best. So yeah, all right guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Sub for more Starfield weapon mod reviews if you liked it, or if you disagree with me, tell me I fucking suck or whatever. I can take it. So all right, I'm gonna go to bed. Peace.